So good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September Public Image virtual event hosted by the Zones 33-34 Public Image team. We're going to talk tonight about club events, how to plan, prepare, and promote your club events to really just enhance what you're already doing. Before we get started, my name is Susan Corder. I'm the Rotary Public Image Coordinator for Zone 33. We have a really great team here tonight. We've got Caroline Blocklinger, Assistant RPIC for Zone 34, Joanne Meeker, Assistant RPIC for Zone 34, Kelsey Sola, who is going to be our incoming Rotary Public Image Coordinator, so she'll take that role starting July 1st. We have Director-elect Marshall Butler and Rotary Public Image Coordinator for Zone 33, Ashley Waters, on the call. And hopefully I didn't miss anyone. That's my team I can see on the screen right now, but I'm really grateful for everybody and the hard work and efforts that they put into making these events for you every month. So with that, we're going to get started a little bit differently tonight. I'm going to go ahead and go through some housekeeping items first, so we can jump right into the content after that and then hop into the breakout rooms and give you 15 minutes or so at the end to answer any questions. In the meantime, if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat and we'll try to respond to those just by text. And if it's a question that requires more discussion, then just hold on to it and we'll cover it in some of the breakout rooms at the end of the session tonight. So first announcement, just remember, as was mentioned if you hopped on a few minutes earlier, this webinar is being recorded. We record all of our monthly events and we post them on our website. You can scan that QR code right there. It'll take you to our site. But please remember to share these webinar recordings with anyone in your club or district who might not be able to have attended tonight, and use them to go back and reference as well if there's things that you want to try to remember or just kind of refresh your memory on. The EPIC Award, if you don't know what that is, then you haven't been on any of our calls or received any of our emails. The EPIC Award is the Excellence in Public Image Coordination Award. This is a recognition that Zones 33 and 34 award to clubs at the end of the Rotary year, and it consists of completing monthly tasks. The first task was in July, and it is to complete a club audit of all of your channels. So just go through your channels, make sure your branding is up to date, your content is up to date, and you're staying active and engaged on all of your channels for your club. In August, we asked clubs to put together a public image plan. What are you going to focus on this year? What are some of your goals? And work with your public image team and your club leadership to help build out that plan throughout the year. In September, so this month, we're looking for a content calendar. Let us know what kind of information you're going to be sharing on your social media channels, and if you have any press releases you want to remember to get out to the media, etc. Put that in your content calendar, and again, it's something you can continue to expand upon throughout the Rotary year. And October's task is now open and available for you to start working on, and that centers around some of the Learning Center courses specifically related to public image. So you can still complete all of these tasks. So if you haven't started yet for your club, don't worry. Just visit the website that I dropped in the chat earlier, rotaryzones3334.org, and you can go to the EPIC Award page and you can view all of the tasks for the year and start completing or finish any of the tasks that are already open. The first 3 tasks, I do want to remind you, are foundational tasks. These tasks are required for clubs if you want to achieve the highest designation, so the platinum or the gold level of the award. But again, just a reminder, you can go ahead and get caught up, and then you can take a look at what tasks are going to be opening up throughout the rest of the year, just to kind of put them on your radar. We really want a lot of clubs to participate in these activities. It's been demonstrated. We've had this award for quite a few years now, and it's continued to evolve over the years, but it has been demonstrated that clubs who participate in these monthly tasks, many of the tasks you're already doing, prove to be successful in other areas too. Better membership engagement, retention, better support of the foundation and the End Polio Now campaign, and more resources for your projects. So I again encourage you to participate in that. For any district leaders on the call tonight, we do have an award for districts as well. It's the Zones 33-34 District Public Image Challenge, and you can see some of the sort of areas that we focus on the screen there. We do ask that you start completing the form now for the first quarter, and then it's due on October 15th, but you can view the forms and requirements for the rest of the year as well. And again, these are just focusing on initiatives that you're probably already engaged in already. We just want to recognize you for the hard work that you're putting in towards public image in your club and district. And we just launched this week, the social media cover art competition. Well, we launched it a few years ago, but it's back for this year. And we're asking any Rotarian and Rotaractor in zones 33 and 34 can submit cover artwork for our social media channels. There's some criteria on our website. Again, it's rotaryzones3334.org. You can view the competition criteria and find the form to submit your artwork online. And then we pick winners and showcase your artwork on our social media channels. So if you follow any of those channels, you might have noticed that our cover image just changed a few days ago because we had 3 winners for last year's competition, and we're in the last quarter of showcasing that winner's artwork. So I encourage you to participate, go online and check out the criteria. And then just last, before I turn it over to Caroline, we have a few events coming up, virtual events for our zone. We have Liz Chom, who is a brand specialist. She's from Rotary International. Is going to be our guest speaker at this event in October, which is the 4th Tuesday in October, same time. It's at 6 o'clock. And you can register at our website there. And after the call tonight, registration will be open. But she's going to talk about the importance of branding, kind of the reason why it's important to have branding and follow brand guidelines. It's really not going to be about this is the right logo to use. I think we've talked your ear off about that. We will touch a little bit on proper branding and the brand guidelines, but it's going to go a little bit deeper into the Rotary brand. So I hope you will join us. And again, that is going to be recorded for anyone who might miss it. Registration will open up tonight. Our membership team at the zone level also has a webinar coming up on Monday, October 13th. So be sure to check that out, and please share this information with your membership chairs if they're not on the call tonight, and other club leaders, and encourage them to participate. These are always really engaging, and they have a lot of club success stories on their webinars as well, which is helpful for you if you're trying to grow your membership, which I think everyone is. And then Foundation Matters, they have their monthly webinar as well. So be sure to tune in on the 3rd Thursday of the month at 6 and check out what the Foundation team has to say. Again, thank you all for being here this evening. It's my pleasure to introduce Assistant Rotary Public Image Coordinator Caroline Blocklinger to deliver our content for this evening. Thank you, Caroline.
Hello, everybody. Great to see you all on this day today. I'm talking today about club events, how to plan, prepare, promote. Think about the last event your club hosted. Was it fun and successful, or stressful and last minute? Now, those stressful and last minute moments, they usually are in your mind and you can't forget about those. So anyway, today, I'll be walking you through 3 simple steps, a framework for successful events: how to plan, to prepare, and to promote. These steps work for any size event, whether it is a small club fellowship or a community-wide fundraiser. Along the way, I'll be using the World Polio Day as an example, since this is coming up soon. So why do events matter? Well, events showcase Rotary to the community. They engage members, attract potential new ones, and raise funds and awareness. Good events don't just happen, they're planned and promoted with an intention. So let's start with the foundation of the planning. Planning is the foundation for every successful club initiative. Without a clear goal and plan, even the best ideas can get lost. So let's focus on simple, practical steps clubs can take to plan any event or campaign, big or small. Think of planning like building a house. You need a solid foundation before you add the walls and the roof. So start with a clear goal. Why are we doing this event? What does success look like? Make sure you clarify that goal. Know your audience. Who is your audience? Who needs to hear your message? Is it club members? Is it the public? Is it donors or the media? It's all important depending on, this depends on how you structure your message. Build a great team, have a great and fun team, because if you have one sour apple in your team, that whole, it's getting pretty stressful. So you want to make sure that your team works well together. And you also want to make sure that everyone on your team understands their roles and responsibilities. Identify your resources early. It's always good to know how much money you got to spend. So what's your budget? How much time do I have? What venue will work for this event that you are planning? And are you willing, or do you want to work with any partners? All this needs to be known before you're starting with your event. Map out or create a timeline. Map out the tasks from start to finish. There is a whole bunch of things you need to know. And you can't just say you do this, that, and so. Have an idea when it starts, when it ends. So let's go over this quick visual here. And as I mentioned earlier, we have Polio Day coming up. So let's just say Polio Day is coming, and we use this as an example. The goal is raise awareness. The audience could be families and schools. Your team, PI chairs and volunteers. Club members can be volunteers as well as their families. Resources. Do you have the venue, flyers, social media toolkit, and the timeline. The timeline for a polio event may be about 4 to 6 weeks ahead, which right now would be a great time to start with this. So let's look at all this a little bit closer. Ask yourself, what does success look like? Again, the polio event example. Let's assume we want to engage 100 community members and raise $2,500 for End Polio Now awareness. Or maybe your goal could be get a Club Polio Plus Society recognition. That's $1,500 per year. To learn more about the Polio Plus Society recognition, go to rotaryzones3334.org/polio plus-society. Make sure they are SMART goals. The more specific you are, the easier they are to achieve. So clearly define what you want to accomplish. How about trying to make it measurable goals? Okay, again, our polio example. Engage at least 100 attendees and or raise $2,500. Those are all achievable goals. Make them achievable. Don't partner with 20 people. Aim for only 3 local partners. What I mean, not people, I meant businesses there. It's easier to have 3 businesses rather than 20 businesses. Make it relevant. Align it with your club's mission and the priorities. For example, promote Rotary work to end polio and highlight club service. And again, this thing called time, we think we have a lot of it, but basically it's all over in no time. Set samples, create urgency. Finalize all promotion materials by October 1, for example, for an October 24 event. It gives you a buffer zone, and buffer zones are good. So just schedule it for the 1st of October, which if you run into it a little later, it's okay. But if you have it scheduled for October 23rd, there is no buffer zone and you'll be in trouble. Knowing the audience is another thing that is quite important. So who is your audience and who are you trying to reach? This is important as you ask doing your message, as you tailor your message. Is it community members? Community members might be families, students, and neighbors who might participate in a walk or run fundraiser or educational activity. The goal with community members would raise awareness and engagement. How about donors and businesses? The goal here is fundraising. These are individuals or local businesses or organizations who may contribute financially to End Polio Now. These are people who support global health initiatives or Rotary causes. Schools, elementary, middle, or high schools. They're great for the Purple Pinky campaigns or educational activities. Again, the awareness, make sure you're having awareness, fun, involvement, and education about polio eradication. Tailor your promotions and messages to specific audiences that you're targeting. For donors, emphasize impact, progress, and how contributions help. For students, focus on fun, engagement, and learning. For media, highlight a human interest angle and community involvement. Let's talk about building your team. Assign clear, fun roles. Assign a role for greeter, social media, registration, photographer, somebody that's good in writing, etc. Communicate and keep members informed and motivated. Celebrate contributions and recognize them. This strengthens commitments. If you are a volunteer and you feel that you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you're not feeling like you're doing something for the event. So engage them. Invite families. Schools are great places where volunteers can be found, businesses and local partners. There's interactive and shareable activities, photos, social media, hands-on participation, etc. Encourage peer-to-peer promotions. Members invite guests, spread the word in the community, and so on. Remember that strong teams connect members and community. Everyone contributes. Everyone feels invested. We get to the resources. Resources are everything you can use to make your event happen. Sometimes being creative is more powerful than having a big budget. But budget is important to know before you're starting. So start with the club funds. Is the club going to participate here? Do you have sponsorships, donations, in-kind support? All those go under budget and sponsorship. You may want to go look for people or organizations that want to be a sponsor, and you give them an ad space or something in exchange. People power, volunteers, members, local partners, guest speakers, and anyone who can promote or staff the event. And make sure everybody is happy. A happy volunteer is a happy event. Venues, materials and equipments, venue signage, tables, chairs, banners, events, software, Rotary assets, and a lot of Rotary assets you can find on the Rotary Brand Center. Brand Center is a great place for a lot of event flyers already there that you just can use and fill in. The time, plan the hours. Plan for setup, plan for cleanup, plan the promotion, and schedule. It's nothing better than having a very precise schedule. And partnership. Are you going to partner with local businesses, with schools, not-for-profits, or civic groups, or to expand reach and maybe share costs to get the word out? Some businesses, especially through sponsorship, they may want to see their logo on your advertisement. And don't forget about skills and expertise. There may be some people in your club that know about graphic design or social media or AV tech, project management, or just media contacts. Don't forget about these guys. They're going to be very important down the line. And here again, time. Set realistic deadlines for promotion, preparation, and execution. The best way to do this is really when you're working backwards. You're starting from the event and what needs to be done. And so you have a better idea of what is involved time-wise. Now, a realistic timeline for a small club event, let's say a fellowship night, a small fundraiser, would be that you start planning 3 to 4 weeks before for the polio event, October 24. The registration or the RSVP deadline will be about 1 week before the event. The promotion, start with your promotion 2 to 3 weeks prior and reminders, and with reminders and countdowns, post them about 1 week ahead of time and then 2 to 3 days before. For medium events, those would be the community fundraisers, purple pinky events. There you would have to start 6 to 8 weeks prior. RSVP and registration, do that about 2 weeks before the event. Promotion, begin 4 to 6 weeks before with countdown posts and weekly updates. And again, get everybody in your club or everybody in the district involved with it, because the more people know of your event, the more successful you will be. Which leads right into the success. Setting your preparation for success. Set yourself up for success. So we got logistics, the venues, don't forget those permits, the tech, don't forget to have those videos up there, all the equipment, the supplies and registration. Create event assets, create templates, flyers, social media posts, signage, and so on that are shareable, and you can create all these ahead of the game. Engage your team. Assign simple, visible roles for everybody. Greeters, table hosts, ushers, etc. But have a plan B. You never know if it's an outside event, if weather turns out bad, or if your turnout is lower than expected. You have to figure out, what am I going to do in a situation like this? And it's all being prepared. That's the best thing to do. So let's go a little bit deeper in how to craft your key message. Needs to be clear, simple, and memorable. Make it stick, so to speak. Start with a purpose. Let the world know why this event exists. For example, it is to raise awareness and support for the global fight to end polio. That should be a pretty simple reason why you have an event. Highlight the impact. What difference will participation or the donation make? For example, every dollar helps vaccinate children and protect communities from polio. Call to action. Let people know what you want them to do. If your audience doesn't know what they're supposed to be doing, then you're not going to get any results. So as an example, just ask them, join us, ask them to donate, or share our message to help end polio. It's always important that you need to let people know. And I will repeat that often enough, because very often I don't see, even in Facebook posts, let people know what you want them to do. Go visit the website, go visit the event, do something. And so people will do that. Make it memorable. Include a short phrase or hashtag for social media. As an example, together we can hashtag End Polio Now. That would be something in Facebook or in any social media that you can put there. So let's talk about assets. Assets, make these assets easy. The branding and signage, Rotary banners, End Polio Now signage, tablecloth, directional signs, stage backdrops, etc. All these things you can have ready before the event. On printed material, flyers, brochures, program, name tags, donation forms, fact sheets, volunteer instructions, and so on. That also can be prepared ahead of the game. Again, the more time you have, the less also your printing will be less costing because you don't have any rushes. You don't have to put any rush orders out there. Your digital assets will be the social media graphics and posts. You too can prepare those ahead of time and just schedule them. Schedule them to go 4 weeks from now on Monday and Wednesday and Friday, whatever works in your particular event situation. Create email templates. Create an event website or landing page, or put it on your website. QR codes are very, very popular these days. You see those pop up everywhere. A lot of people decide not to do brochures, but instead QR codes. And it seems to work. People have no problem with that. Think about multimedia as well. Photos and videos for promotion and storytelling. Again, photos and videos can be found on the Brand Center, on Rotary Brand Center, because they got a very big selection on specifically for polio. You can get them in all sizes and shapes. Slideshows or short videos during the event. Prepare these beforehand, and then you just pop them and let them run, and people will be very interested with this. And then giveaways, that depends on your budget again. That would be pins, t-shirts, small swag items, branded items to promote the cause and encourage participation. And engage your team. The team is very, very important for any effort. Make sure the team is happy. And, you will see people that are very hardworking and people that are not so hardworking. But remind the team members of the purpose and impact of the event. For example, let them know that you're raising awareness for polio and help protect children worldwide. If they have no idea why they're there, you're not going to get very far because, again, if a member is an unhappy volunteer, then they might even, it's just not working. And you can see when you go to events when the volunteers are not happy. That doesn't take a rocket scientist at all. Give ownership and clear roles. Assign meaningful tasks and responsibilities. Somebody that knows how to do social media, don't put them into ushering. Put them where they should be. Let members take lead in areas they enjoy or excel in. So find out what they want to do and let them go with it. Communicate and celebrate progress. Share updates regularly, wins, milestones, and positive feedback. Recognize contribution publicly before, during, and after the event. Thank you is a very powerful word. Make it fun and social. You can have a lot of team meetings and make them fun meetings. They're just like socials then. Create icebreakers or mini challenges. Make sure that your team knows each other and know whose responsibility is whose. Include social elements like photos, shout outs, or a small reward system. So how do we get the word out? First of all, tell the story. People don't just attend events. They attend because they feel they belong, they contribute, and want to leave inspired. Use social media, email, and newsletter for consistent updates. Send press releases, post on community calendars, and reach out to local media. Combine Rotary's global story with a local call to action. People show up when they feel both the cause and the community connection. So let's talk about what's in it for me. Why do people show up? As I said earlier, people don't show up just to attend events. They attend because they feel they belong, contribute, or want to leave inspired. Make a difference. Support Rotary's mission and end polio to protect children worldwide. Now that would be a reason to come to an event. Some want to learn and want to be inspired. They want to hear powerful stories about Rotary's global impact. Some want to connect, meet community leaders, Rotarians, and neighbors. Some enjoy the experience, fun activities, interactive moments, photo ops, and fellowship. So some of them want to be part of something bigger. This Rotary, the polio event, is like joining a worldwide effort celebrated on the same day across the globe. So make sure you get that out so people know why they're there. So you do this via social media and digital ways. Use visuals and hashtags and call to action. Maybe from an event that you had last year that maybe they're similar as this, you have photos that you can share. You can share these on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or X. Find the platform that's most comfortable to you and your event. On the Facebook event, create countdown posts, share Rotary polio impact stories, encourage selfies with End Polio Now shirts, and don't forget those hashtags. They definitely work. And do not forget to ask anybody to share your event and be part of it. Email and newsletters. This is actually a very powerful thing. Do not think that you can do your event just based on social media. You want to feature the event in your club's newsletter, then ask members to forward the email to friends and networks. This multiplies your reach, and this is at no cost. In email and newsletters, they offer a direct reach. They land directly in the inbox of members, of partners, and of supporters. Make it a personalized message. Reach Rotarians, sponsors, and community with tailored appeals. Consistently remind everybody consistently. I was in a meeting 2 days ago. I totally forgot about it if I wouldn't have been reminded. So we have a lot of things going on these days. So we need to be reminded. So build momentum with save the date, updates, and last call emails. Stronger engagement includes stories, images, and links to register, to donate, and ask to share, depending on what you want to do. Definitely ask to share. You want to register. If you want to donate, make a donation link. And make the results trackable. Measure open rate clicks. You can do that on DACDB. You can see how many people opened your bulletin, for example, or your newsletter, whatever you want to call it. Measure the results also on Facebook and Instagram. They will let you know how many people looked at your post and how many shared. And it's really the shares that are important, as well as the connections. Did they click on the link? Did they go to your donation button? Did they do something? And if you don't see that, you might want to tweak your message a little bit for the next time. Media and community outreach is something that some people think, oh, well, newspapers is dead. No, I have been talking not too long ago with a person that's very much into AI that still loves to read his newspaper with paper in the morning. I still like to see newspapers in the morning, and yet I am playing around in the computer world most of the time. So newspapers, press releases, they're a good thing. So share the who, what, when, where, why with local newspapers, the radio and TV. They always are looking for material that is relevant, but you have to ask them. Go to the editor, ask the editor directly. And sometimes it helps to just show up in their office. Post your event on community calendars. Post event details in the Chamber of Commerce sites, local news outlets, online community boards, wherever you see a calendar, go and put your calendar or your poster or your announcement there. Ask schools, libraries, and not-for-profits to share your events in their channels. If you have not-for-profits, some of them, they have incredible mailing lists, and they may be willing to add your event onto their bulletin or newsletter. But you have to be there and ask. And furthermore, if you keep a good relationship with these people, then that's good for future events as well. Human stories, pitch personal stories of Rotarians, survivors, or global polio efforts. Media loves relatable angles. So do not forget about these guys. So plan, prepare, promote. Success comes from the combination of all three of them. Missing one step creates gaps. Plan without promotion, you get empty seats. Promote without preparation, you got one big chaos on your hands and you don't want to be in there. This applies equally to a pancake breakfast or a black tie gala. So let's get a little bit some ideas here for the Polio Day event, because this is just about the right time to prepare something like this. How about the Purple Pinky Project, community walk or runs and rides, polio awareness programs, restaurants give back nights. Again, when you're at a restaurant, ask them. Social media challenges or movie nights. So let me describe three easy to do polio events, which would be, for example, how about a Purple Pinky booth? You set up a table at a farmer's market, a library, or school. Paint pinky purples, paint pinkies purple for $1 or $5 donation. Add flyers about Rotary's fight to end polio. You know, that assets that you prepared before time, you can give them out right there, especially at libraries, especially at farmers markets, especially at schools. This is a minimal setup for strong community engagement. Another example would be End Polio Now awareness lunch dinner. On your regular club meeting, open this up to guests. Show Rotary's official Polio Day live stream or short video about polio. Ask the guests to donate what they would have spent on the meal out. It's easy. You're already meeting in your group, so just ask guests to donate right there. It's very quick to organize. It's you know, bring in your friends, bring in your family. Or make a social media challenge. Launch a Wear Red for Polio Day photo campaign. Members post selfies with End Polio Now signs and tag your club. Encourage donations via direct link. I do believe on Facebook you can actually have a button that will bring you directly to a donation page. There is no venue needed for this because it's social media. All you have to do is a whole bunch of people, your club members, your people that you talk to, volunteers, that they're sharing this everywhere and talk about it to everybody. So everybody knows by now that World Polio Day is October 24, which is about 4 weeks ago, 4 weeks ahead. So register your event. Why would you want to register your event on endpolio.org? First of all, it gives you global visibility. Your event becomes part of Rotary's worldwide World Polio Day map. It adds to credibility. Shows your event is officially connected to Rotary's fight to end polio. You will find a lot of resources on the endpolio.org page. Access their toolkits, the logo, videos, and customizable material for promotion. You have very professional videos there, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Inspiration. See how other clubs are doing for World Polio Day and get new ideas. Storytelling. Contribute to Rotary's global impact story by showing what your club is doing locally. And then, of course, I talked about a lot of tools, and we have actually this toolbox, the PI toolbox, online on rotaryzones3334.org, and it's the public image /PI toolbox. You will find, if you need for your event a ticket, how am I selling tickets? You will find some ticket outlets there, like Humanitix or Sept. You will find links to the brand center. You will find the links to the Rotary polio End Polio Now.org, and you will find where you get all sort of things. So I highly encourage you to check out that public image toolbox. As a matter of fact, while you're there, why not check out the entire website? It's got a lot of cool things in there, not only for public image, also for membership and foundation. And you want to see where your zones is, or how big your zone is, check it out and share it with your group. So with that, we are ready for the breakout rooms. If you have any questions, we will answer them. We have breakout room number 1 for answering EPIC awards, breakout room number 2 for public image, AMA, and then in breakout room number 3, you have event planning and promoting, and you will find me in there in the event you have any questions. So I shall see you in the breakout room.